episode of the Speak On It podcast. I am your host, Big Mike. It has been a long week in sports, but we are here to recap and give our opinions on it. We're running a three-man weave tonight. Of course, I got my man, the mad producer, Podcast Poppy's in the building.
We need more sports tournaments.
And I got my man, Breezy, in the building.
What are you talking about, Dylan? We got March Madness here, man.
We need more.
March Madness.
We need March Madness, the World Baseball Classic. We need UFC tournaments like they used to do back in the day that Bellator does really good jobs with to create value in a division. Give me all the tournaments.
They need to make a Super 8 boxing again.
That was fun.
K1 Grand Prix kickboxing.
Oh my god. That's dating right there.
And I'm still the youngest in the pod.
Yeah. Now here's something else dating. I had K1 kickboxing video game on PlayStation.
As did
Yep.
I.
Mm-hmm.
As did I. I'm a young fight fan, but I was there at the inception of most of these things. Kickboxing, no, but I was there for the inception of UFC and the popularity and the rise of that. So all stemmed from video games.
It all stems from video games.
And Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z, man.
What a time. But yes, let's get right into it. James, you can see for our visual viewers, you can see James's name tonight. Hashtag March Madness. He is sitting pretty as the tournament has begun. If you were here last week, you would know that we, as we did last year, have a bet on it. And let me tell you, 1 week down, 1 weekend in, and it is already over, ladies and gentlemen. It is over. Anthony will be in last place. There's no drama. There's no nothing.
The drama's at the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
It is. And at the top of the ladder and how we're going to do punishments, because there is drama with that.
It's a few spins going on.
There's a lot of activity going on in the pod right now, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a few spins going on. And not to get off topic, I do believe that if we're gonna be consistent, we gotta let Roz get a spin. We can't give him his opportunity to
use waiting for it.
Yeah, we can't give him that because the plan was whoever didn't submit a bracket by tip off
to the group. We made a special group for us to put your bracket in so it'll be easy to track.
Mm-hmm. And even I did a due diligence service by reminding multiple times, fellas.
So did I.
It wasn't my duty because it was Mike's duty. He's the commissioner.
I said it. I said it in the group. It was Selection Sunday.
Yep.
Selection Sunday. Y'all were whining and complaining. So I made the group, put it in there. Here it is. Make your bracket. Crickets. The next day, I said, all right, these games start on Thursday. Yeah, make your bracket or you're getting a spin. James and Dylan Dylan did, and then James did later that night.
I made a bracket, and then I had to make another one because I forgot to add it to the group.
Which was funny because I did the same thing, which is why I laughed because I did the exact same thing. I have two identical brackets.
I literally looked up, I think we were recording, and no, because we recorded on Tuesday, Wednesday that week. We recorded Wednesday that week. And I literally looked up, and it was 11:20 something in the morning, and I was like, "Oh shit, where's my phone?" I pulled over. I was like, "Where's my phone? Let me submit this little bracket real quick." But I didn't rush. I made sure I made my concise picks because I knew exactly what pathway I want to go, and I picked my teams and I submitted it before noon. And after I submitted mine, I hit the chat again. And I said, "Yo, fellas, at Roz, at Josh, what's up? At Anthony, what's up?" No, Anthony did it the night before.
Anthony had his on the pod. He did it before we started recording. The best part about it is Josh comes with like 30 seconds left.
So hard. He tried to get that in right at the end.
Oh my god!
Guaranteed wheel spin.
Yeah,
and the red light went off. The red light went off on the basket.
He said,
"Hands up."
Oh, he said,
Iron Chef, stop plating.
As soon as I hit submit, it said you cannot. They closed the door on his foot. Roz just disappeared and then tried to pop in out of nowhere, like, "Hey guys, look, I got a bracket. Can you I got a bracket."
Technically, to the group.
That's what makes this so funny. Yes, James, he absolutely could join the group right now. It's still open. He can apply it
to the group.
He literally could just put it in. Pause. But he could just add his bracket to our group, and he would be fine. I've said this 3 times, I think, in here. Raj, just add your bracket to the group. Add your bracket to the group. Mm-hmm. Raj, just add your bracket to the group.
I'm changing my vote.
Raj has been giving us updates on his bracket, which is also the funny part, because Raj would be winning right now.
No, he would not.
No, he would not.
He'd be
in third.
He'd be in 400 third. Something. He has 400 points.
I have 430.
Yeah. And I have 410. He has 400. He'll be third.
He'd be third. You be fourth.
Doesn't matter. I don't even care anymore.
Now that before this,
because Anthony
I'm gonna win.
Anthony is so atrocious. Like
Anthony, Anthony has 0 chance of scoring any points.
We gave him the blueprint. Just pick the higher ranks.
And then he decided to say that we didn't.
It's on the pod.
We're all here.
I think we did it before the pod.
I thought we did it before the pod. Go back and check, but I think we did it before.
No, it was definitely before the pod because we all started looking at it before. I'm changing my stance on Roz. Until Roz adds the bracket to the group, Roz has to spin.
He's not gonna.
And I'm not reminding him no more.
If he goes and before the national championship game and adds the bracket to the pod,
you'll change your vote back. You'll change your vote back.
But if he continues to not add it to the group
and just show his points,
he's got to spin
because he's been reminded multiple times, and it ain't like he ain't been seeing it because it's been seen by Roz.
He sees it. He clearly sees it. So I don't like. And it's funny because I feel like it's gonna come down to Anthony because I feel like Roz is going to put his bracket in the group. We already know Josh said no. James just said no. So if Dylan switches back to yes and he does this, he needs Anthony's vote. And you think Anthony would really shut that
heel
door?
Turn.
The heel turn. The Seth Rollins chair to the back.
To his idol.
To his mentor,
to the man he has so much respect for, Mr. B. Moore. Josh is a whole ass professor, but yet Roz is the only one in here who gets the formalities.
Mr. B. Moore. And I've told him multiple times that he's not from Baltimore and Josh is. That's the weird part. Now, Dylan, not only is Josh the professor who deserves the Mr. in his name. I mean, obviously we're all
professor, whatever.
He legitimately is a professor.
He's also from Baltimore.
Yeah.
He is Mr. B. Moore.
Will not get it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm not even talking.
Hey man, Tony's something different.
And then we learned that this week too, which ladies and gentlemen, you guys just don't know what goes on in the group chat. You guys just don't know.
Anthony's a different cat, man. He's a different type of cat, man.
But yes, as we stand right now, so Roz didn't put his bracket in the group. Josh missed it at the buzzer. So those are automatic spins for them. And Anthony is
Anthony has no idea how this works. And he's like,
gonna
don't you think it's a little crazy to see that I was in first place and now I'm not? I'm like, no. Anthony.
No.
I don't.
All your teams lost.
Every single team, like you went from day one of the tournament being in first place, talking crazy shit.
This is actually
he was talking shit, too.
Vintage Anthony. Actually, this is vintage Anthony. Because
Anthony
you remember in the playoffs, every time he started talking, that team promptly got packed up.
4 games into the tournament,
he's talking. Yeah, I'm gonna win. Yeah,
this is easy, guys. What's going on? You guys get like, what's it like? I'm in first place. Blah blah blah.
Don't hear it, Dylan.
Don't want to hear it. And the whole time I'm just like, it's day one.
Dylan, I'm looking at the points right now. Anthony's max point total remaining is 320. I already have 370. It is over. He cannot win. He is guaranteed last place. Guaranteed.
He did all this talking and then proceeded to win, I think, 3 total games on his bracket the rest of the way.
Unbelievable. Like I'm looking at it right now. Some of his picks were unbelievable. He picked Louisiana to beat Tennessee. Like the Raging Cajuns. He picked
Did he have any 1 seeds advancing?
He picked Purdue. He
didn't pick Alabama.
He picked Houston also. He did pick Houston. And he picked the ones. He picked Kansas.
Okay, because I feel like this guy went through and just was like, seeds are overrated, and just got rid of them all.
He picked the one that I told you that I couldn't understand. He picked Grand Canyon to beat Gonzaga. Like Grand Canyon University.
Does that not sound like something you would say?
Oh my god.
No, I was thinking that
Wait, no.
1 seed. When's the last time a 1 seed won?
No, Dylan.
Black man and the seniors in school, and not these colored freshmen and all the 1 seeds like in Alabama.
He picked Grand Canyon to beat Gonzaga. Like what?
Dylan, I'm on your heels. I'm waiting for 1 game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
So what is the one? Because you two having the exact same bracket is.
No, we do, but we don't.
We don't. I think it was in Miami, Houston.
That game. That's the deciding game. I have Houston winning that game. If Houston beats Miami, we tie again. I think
we're gonna be tied probably the whole way.
That's gonna be it. After that, it's gonna be identical after that.
If Miami wins, I'm just gonna start.
Yeah, he's gonna take a big lead after that.
I'll just start circling the wagons, but no, it's when I kept seeing the score and it's just like me and James are tied the whole way through. I was like, what's happening?
I was trying to. It was so many games. I couldn't find the change factor. I couldn't find out what game we didn't have identical. I said it in the first round. I was like, Dylan, I think we're just identical from here on out. And he was like, I was like, how does this work if we're tied? Dylan's just like, I don't know, because it looks like we're just gonna tie out.
And I'm looking at it, the tiebreaker. So James, James picked Alabama to win 82-67.
Why are you pulling out my score?
Because this is the tiebreaker.
I didn't put anything.
Oh.
He didn't. Oh, no, y'all are different because Dylan has UCLA in the championship game. So there you go, right there.
Oh.
Dylan has UCLA in the championship game, losing to Alabama. So we weren't even. So you're lucky, Dylan, because if we had gotten to that tiebreaker, James wins.
Yeah,
as soon as somebody scores a basket, James wins.
Yeah. That's why when he said you didn't put it, I said, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Right. So Dylan, you UCLA, you need UCLA. Dylan is all UCLA now.
No, I've been UCLA. I said UCLA is, I think, the best one.
Nah,
thing in the
Dylan,
thing.
you got Houston losing.
I have Houston losing.
Nah, it says Dylan's pick is Alabama, Mike.
No, yeah, I have
but I'm saying-
I have UCLA losing to Alabama.
Yeah, James, you have Houston in the national championship game. He has UCLA in the national championship game. So there you go, right there. That's where y'all actually go different. So James, you need to be rooting for. You need Houston to win.
Yeah, I need him to win out.
You need Houston to win out.
I really like UCLA in this tournament.
And that's a big game for me because
that's because they got an easy route down there.
But they're playing Gonzaga, and Gonzaga is who I picked to win the national championship. So we're talking right now, but if Gonzaga beats UCLA, this whole thing flips. So it's not over. Y'all are winning, but it's not over. Not over yet.
That is true. If UCLA fucking loses, then
both of y'all are hurt.
I mean, you're not that close. He's close.
I'm close enough.
Yeah, close enough to make you think.
Enough.
60 points behind me. But if you get that one, that might be a 40-pointer.
That could be a big swing.
It's a big swing. And I need Alabama.
But if they lose the next round after that, then it kind of like dies. That's it.
I would have to be perfect everywhere else. If I lose UCLA, I'd have to be perfect literally everywhere else.
Mm-hmm. So the key for me is I had Alabama losing this Sweet 16 game, because I thought Virginia was actually going to show up. And of course, Virginia decided that was the first. I was in a seminar at work getting ready to leave, and Dylan goes, looks like Virginia is the first one out. And I was sitting there like, he
said it was me. Yeah.
You've got to be kidding. I'm sitting there in the seminar just like,
lost. Dylan's like, yeah, West Virginia just lost, and I'm like, no, Virginia just lost.
I didn't see Virginia on the score. It was showing me West Virginia. I'm like, where the fuck is this Virginia game?
He's like, West Virginia just lost. I was like, no, Virginia just lost too. He's like, wait, where is this? It's not populating on my ESPN. I'm like, screenshot. Look, they just lost.
And when James put that screenshot in, I was my immediate thought sitting there in the seminar is, I'm going to have to fucking spin this wheel. Virginia, how does Virginia just lose? Oh, man.
It's been a couple.
How far did I have Virginia?
I mean, it's March Madness. It's the world of upsets, but it's been a couple.
Oh, I had Virginia getting bounced in the fucking next round.
You have them losing to Alabama.
Yeah, I had them losing ASAP.
I had them beating Alabama. So that's why I'm just like,
I had them losing ASAP.
But I mean, we have to talk about it because it happened again. Thankfully, even Anthony was smart enough to pick Purdue in this game. And of course, down with the 1 seed Purdue to what are they? Feynman Dickerson, I think it was called.
Yeah, what the Furman
Dickerson.
Fairleigh Dickerson.
Fairleigh Dickinson.
And I remember because we were all, I don't know why the chat was so quiet that night, but we was just I was sitting here watching the game, and I'm just sitting here like, I picked up at about 3 minutes left in that game. I was like, yeah, Purdue's about to lose because they don't want this game. They don't want it. I could watch that game and you could see who the tougher, better team was. That
was me watching the Arizona Princeton game.
Arizona losing broke my heart. That was because I had Arizona in the Final Four.
I said once it hit halftime of that game, I was like, this game has upset written all over it. And then surely enough, Princeton comes through, rolls through. And the UConn game for the first round was like that too.
Dylan was nervous.
I was like,
oh shit.
I was like, no. I was like, this is giving me Arizona Princeton vibes. Bad. And then like UConn was like, oh shit.
Yeah, UConn was like, all right.
I was out. We were at a friend's house for dinner, and me and her friend's husband was watching the Marquette and Michigan game. And
that was a good game.
It was.
That was
Michigan took
game.
a big lead in the beginning. And I was like, oh, shit, what is going on? And then Marquette tried to make a push back, but then they got this one stop at the end, and they just kept on scoring, and Marquette couldn't score anymore. That was it.
It was a good game. I picked Michigan State to win that game, and I was so happy.
I was pissed. I picked Marquette.
I was scared because that Marquette team is good, but I've learned over my years of watching college basketball, you don't bet against Coach K, and you don't bet against Izzo. And Izzo, he kept it true. The only team I had Michigan State losing to Duke. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Now that we've watched the games and see it, Michigan State is scary. They could get to the final.
They're aggressive. They're very aggressive, and they play high energy the whole way through. So that could be dangerous for a few of these teams. But where's Michigan State at?
They got to play Tennessee.
No, they've got to play Kansas State.
They got to play K-State.
And then they got to play the winner of Tennessee, FAU.
They're playing Tennessee. They're playing Tennessee.
Hey, man, if Princeton could beat Alabama, fucking FAU could beat Tennessee. If anything can fucking happen in these tournaments.
Anything can happen.
It's March Madness.
You never know what the fuck's going to happen.
That dude on Kansas State, that point guard, tore Kentucky up something bad.
Calipari was pissed. Kept on calling him that little man.
That little kid. Kept calling that little kid. That little kid was busting y'all ass.
Yo, and then you got coaches moving because Patino left Iona to go to Mike's alma mater in St. John's.
So let me just say, as a college basketball fan,
that's awesome.
No, as a college basketball fan, Patino is shady as fuck. Like,
yeah, but
there's a lot of dirt. There's a lot of baggage coming with that man. But as a St. John's alum,
you'll take it.
As a St. John alum, oh yeah, baby.
It brings the aura of legitimacy back to St. John's.
Here we go, baby. Y'all gonna be mad as hell when y'all see me break out the St. John's hoodie.
And then you change to the Duke hoodie, and then you go and you pull out the UConn shirt, and then
I just can't wait for St. John's to play Syracuse again. That's this.
Oh, that's my favorite time of the year. Listen, we have a cousin, Terrell.
Shout out Terrell.
I met Terrell.
Yeah, Darius' brother.
Yeah.
Shout out Terrell, who will talk offline, James, but he had a message for you. But
I got him.
Yeah,
I got him.
But that was the thing, Dylan. Me, Rel, and James. Syracuse, Duke, North Carolina. The arguments and the trolling that goes on between the three of us over the years has been legendary. Because it always turns out the same way. One year, one of the three will be good, and the other two suck and gang up on the one. Or it'll be Duke beats North Carolina beats Syracuse, Syracuse beats Duke. And we just have to sit here and argue with each other.
Rock, paper, scissors. And you all pick something different.
But Dylan, here's the thing. My beef with Syracuse is not as tough as Mike's beef with Syracuse when St. John's play them. Like, because I'm a North Carolina fan. If we lose to Syracuse, I'm a little peeved, and I'm a little like, I'm like, we have bigger things to worry about because we're losing to Syracuse. There's not a history there. The history is really Syracuse and St. John's.
And that no matter whenever Duke beats Syracuse, that is Rel's back joker in the pocket. He just goes to that card every time. When St. John sucks.
Well, now you can talk shit because you're like, yo, Boeheim's not going to save y'all anymore.
I wanted to text him so bad when Boeheim retired, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to let Rel have his moment. Because I remember how I felt when Coach K left. I know James when Roy left. So like, you know what? Let him have his
Y'all
time.
are way too nice. I would have been dancing on Boeheim's grave. I'd have been like, Orange, crush these nuts out of here. I would have been talking shit.
But believe me, next year he does not get a pass. Oh, I can't, because James is going through it this year. I will probably go through it next year, because you remember when Roy left, North Carolina won the next year out of nowhere. This was supposed to be Duke's year to do that. They came out of nowhere, which means
they
Duke's
played like
probably.
Shit, though.
I know.
I don't put any stock into next year for North Carolina because we're gonna lose all our seniors.
They're still talented, but Jay, you know what it is, James. Like, you're North Carolina, like we're Duke. Like we're gonna get players.
We'll see.
Syracuse, on the other hand,
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Now, Dylan, here's the thing: Syracuse never really has the greatest team, right?
No.
But they always make it a battle when they play St. John's, and I've seen in real time them beat St. John's with a buzzer beater multiple times. And Rel loses his mind when it happens. Syracuse has beaten St. John's at a buzzer beater a couple times, and he just loses his mind. And I immediately called both of them on the phone. I'm always like, three-way right now. Bro, answer the phone. I'm calling Mike right now.
Like Dylan, the way you hate the Knicks just because you hate me is the way I hate Syracuse. Like, I just because of Rel, I hate Syracuse so much. That's why it brings me so much joy when Duke beats them. It brings me so much joy. But I can't wait. I already can't wait for next year. I can't wait. Because with the NI and the transfer portal, you tell me
St. John's gonna be a place. St. John's is gonna be a place to go.
I can't wait for next year.
Because Patino goes to St. John's from Iona, and then the Fairleigh Dickinson coach goes to Iona. No, he goes to Iona.
No, he goes to Iona. Providence's coach went to Georgetown.
Marcus Williams.
No, is that his name?
Yeah, I think Marcus Williams, the former player.
No.
Hold on, let me see.
I don't know if that's the Providence coach just went to Georgetown.
Oh, not Georgetown. I'm thinking Georgia Tech.
Oh, that's no, that's not his name. I think it's like Brian something. I feel bad for not knowing that man's name, but
Cooley?
Yes. And Rel, because Georgetown is actually Syracuse's big rival. It's not St. John's or Duke. It's actually Georgetown. Mm-hmm. So if Georgetown and St. John's are good next year and Syracuse takes a step back, nightmare fuel. Nightmare.
Because Syracuse is going to take a big step back for a couple of years.
They're going to take a step back.
Good luck getting anybody to go to fucking Syracuse.
Like, I've never been to Syracuse. I never visited Rel on campus. But James, you remember him telling us about how it's so cold that they have tunnels? They have underground tunnels for the kids to walk through because it snows so much and it's so crazy. Cold. And they have tunnels for them to get to class, so it's heated. Like, I was like, why would you want to go there? Like, how could they show you that on the visit and you'd be like, yeah, I want to go here? Like, I'd have been like, nah, I'm good.
You go because of Boeheim. But now your pull isn't Boeheim anymore.
But Rel's not a basketball player. I said Rel is not a basketball player.
Yeah,
I mean, he plays ball, but he plays football, but he didn't go for either one of those.
He didn't go for football. Yeah, he didn't go for football.
I don't know why you choose Syracuse out of anybody, anywhere. I've never seen Syracuse even play a football game, even though went to high school with their all-time leading receiver.
No, Syracuse is also
not great.
As you know, I very rarely bet on college football. Syracuse, I think it was Clemson, and me and Rel had a bet. Here's how bad it was. I bet Rel that Syracuse wouldn't even be within 14 points of Clemson, and they fucking won the game.
Oh, that was a couple years ago.
Yes,
that game was on the same day as Camila's baby shower.
Wow.
And I remember because my boss at Best Buy was a massive Clemson fan, and I was waiting to talk shit to him. And I sent him text. I'm like, so you guys couldn't beat fucking Syracuse, the basketball school?
Dylan, my brain, I could not believe I was watching that. I have literally not liked Syracuse, Clemson's coach since.
Dabo?
Dabo. Since. It's probably why I don't like Lawrence now. Can't stand Clemson now. You cost me a bet with my cousin. Oh.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, the one time you decide to make a bet on the most sure thing of all time, that's like the most Mike thing ever. Talking all that shit, and then all of a sudden, oh look, I'm in last place. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
But yeah,
that's what you deserve. Mike, what was going through your head during this Duke Tennessee game on Saturday?
That I wanted,
because you were very quiet when I sent out that message at halftime.
Well, I was not in a good place. I was not in a good place. I was sitting here. Full disclosure, full pull the curtain. Me and James got in a massive argument an hour before the Duke game started, and I was mad as fuck. I'm not even gonna.
I know you were mad.
And how about to say? And the fucked up part is, I know James knows I was mad, and I know that he did not care. He didn't care. Didn't care. I was mad as fuck on Saturday, and then I had to sit here, and my girlfriend was here,
and then
she went to sleep. She went to sleep. So I'm sitting here arguing with James on the phone, going crazy, trying not to yell because she's asleep. And then I was like, all right, you know what, Mike? Because if you noticed, I went black on the group.
Yeah,
I completely shut it. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So, and I knew Duke was about to play. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch Duke. I knew it was going to be a hard game. That'll make me feel better. Duke will get this dub. I'll be in first place in the group, and I'll feel better. I'm watching the game, and it's going to sound like an excuse, but I'm watching these refs let Tennessee do whatever the fuck they wanted to do. It was a physical game. My only problem, it was physical. It was a physical game. That's fine. My problem was Duke wasn't getting the calls Tennessee was getting. That was the problem. If you're going to call it physical, call it physical. That's fine. They out-physicaled us. They punched us in the face. But we weren't not getting some of the calls that they was getting. And that was driving me crazy because I could tell the way the